Alright. Hey friends, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, as I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video. We're going to be doing a little life and health update. I know I did one of these sort of a little while ago, a few months ago, but there have been a lot of developments since then, and I haven't been around much since then, so I wanted to sort of give you guys an update on what's been going on with me, if anyone really cares, and just sort of talk to you about chronic illness, because I have seen a lot of discussion about this on my timeline on Twitter about how debilitating it can be, and I know some of my mutuals are struggling with it, and I just wanted to, one, give you an update, two, sort of vent my frustrations and my successes and failures and stuff with you, all, so I could have some place to put it. And third, I wanted to sort of be able to let people who are going through this know that they're not alone, and that I understand, and that there's other people out there who do understand, and sort of just give my perspective on what it's like to live with chronic illness, and hopefully provide some support for people who are going through it. So just a warning, there's going to be like a trigger content warning for chronic illness. I'm going to discuss vomiting, not in detail, but it will be mentioned, and eating disorders, specifically ARFID, or ARFID. So if that's something that is upsetting to you or triggering for you, please log out of the video, and if you have any questions and you don't want to sit through the whole video and you want to just message me on Twitter, that's totally fine. Just let me know. So our story starts in January of 2020, just before COVID sort of hit in the US. I left university for, it was my second semester of sophomore year, and I left because I was dealing with a lot of mental health issues, and being away from my family. I went to school in St. Louis, I live in Chicago. Being that far away from my family just wasn't good for me, so I was thinking about transferring, and it was just, I had a lot to deal with. So while I was home, I decided to seek treatment for something that I'd been dealing with for a very long time, and that is the eating disorder ARFID, or avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. Now, I've been dealing with ARFID my entire life, and basically what it is it's a severe picky eating, to the point where they can classify it as an eating disorder because it's not caused by any sort of like medical issue that they can tell, but it is enough to limit your nutrition, and it is enough to limit the like important vitamins and stuff that you are receiving. So it does cause some health issues. Like, I've never had any super debilitating health issues from it. It's something I've always sort of managed on my own, but when I went away to college, it got a little bit worse, and I wasn't eating very much, and I wasn't getting the nutrition I needed. So I decided to seek treatment at a place called the Eating Recovery Center, which is in downtown Chicago. And because of where my weight level was at the time, they recommended that I start inpatient with them. So I was admitted in May of 2020, while I was home for the semester. And basically the way it works is before you start trying to deal with the picky eating, you first deal with weight supplements. So you're trying to gain as much weight as you need to be healthy, so that you can move on to exploring different types of foods and maybe, get rid of some of the pickiness. But so I was supplementing my weight, and I have typically eaten not very many calories a day. I probably am under 1,000 a day usually, just because of the ARFID and the fact that eating, just even with foods I like, is a bit of a chore. They had me eating at the center about probably somewhere around 2,000 calories a day. It was 3 meals, 2 snacks, 2 drinks with each snack and each meal, and which was probably more than I'd ever had, a day in my life. On the second day, I started to vomit. Now, at first I thought it was just sort of a normal reaction to the amount of food I was eating, which I wasn't used to, so I was like, okay, hopefully as my stomach adjusts, things will get better. They gave me some Zofran, which is a anti-nausea medication that they said is sort of their magic pill for nausea and vomiting, and we kind of went on our way. I didn't stop throwing up for the next 2 to 3 days. I wasn't keeping anything down. I was actually losing weight. So they actually discharged me early. You're supposed to give 72 hours notice before you discharge, and I ended up getting discharged about 12 hours early just because I was so sick. When I got home, the vomiting wasn't quite so bad. I wasn't throwing up everything, but I was throwing up pretty much every day for the next month and a half to 2 months. I finally got in with a GI near my house. They did an ultrasound, they didn't find anything, and I was going to be going for more tests when all of a sudden it stopped. And we kind of thought, okay, it was a fluke, it was a bad reaction to the amount of food you were eating, let's just go from here. Because of COVID, it didn't seem necessary to do all the other tests because, you know, everything was just, the healthcare system was pretty overrun and everyone was needing appointments, and so it just seemed a little unnecessary at this point. So I went back to school and didn't seek further treatment at that point because I was okay. When I went back to school in fall of 2020, I had a really hard time adjusting to e-learning. My depression and my anxiety got a lot worse, and to top it all off, I started vomiting again, and I ended up in the ER, and the ER once, in urgent care a second time, and finally ended up having to withdraw and come home because I was so sick. And then sort of when I got home, things settled down again. I was better, but I was just working through some stuff with my therapist, trying to focus on my mental health at the time. And then in January, I went to go visit my aunt and uncle in Florida and stay with them for a couple weeks. And while I was there, I got sick again and ended up in the ER again and had to come home early from my trip to Florida, and just decided that this was something I needed to figure out. So I got in with the GI, another GI doctor who wasn't able to see me until May. So I got in May after another visit to the ER. Ended up in seeing a GI. They did an endoscopy, they did a biopsy, they didn't find anything abnormal. But basically said they couldn't really help me, they didn't know what to do. So I got in with another GI a couple months later, maybe July, who basically said the same thing. It's probably this thing, cyclic vomiting syndrome, which we don't really know what causes it, and we can't help you. So I was pretty much thrown up like every day at this point. I was not eating much because I was afraid of throwing up. I was not keeping most meals down. I was sleeping a lot because I had no energy. I didn't have the strength to go out and do things, to even reach out and text people, because there was a sense of, I didn't have the energy for it, and there was a sense of shame that came with it, of, you know, like normally when you talk to people about what you've been up to, you have things to update them on, and I hadn't been able to do anything exciting or new or novel in almost a year, or over a year at that point. And there was a sort of a sense of failure and shame that came with that came with being so sick that you couldn't do anything. And it took a long time for me to come to terms with the fact that it was not my fault, and it was not a failure on my part. Finally, I got in to see a GI doctor last month at a university near my house, and they were able to diagnose me with cyclic vomiting syndrome. They said, we don't know what causes it, but we believe because you have a history of migraines, and there's a correlation between this and a history of migraines, we believe it's triggered by the same part of your brain that triggers a migraine. And so we've seen success with this medication that we're going to put you on. I'm still waiting because I need that doctor to talk to my psychiatrist so that they can decide if it's okay for me to go on with the medication I'm already on for anxiety and depression. But as long as they agree and everything is worked out on their end, I should be going on this medication and should be seeing some improvement, hopefully very, very soon. But I just wanted to sort of explain the way that this sort of thing made me feel, and I touched on it a little bit. It made me feel like I failed, like I didn't have much to offer anyone, that even my friends would be like ashamed of me and not want to talk to me or look down on me or just things of that nature. And I felt like I was losing my way. And even though I've been better the past week or so, you know, it still comes and goes, and I'm still not 100%. I'm still not feeling the best that I have, you know, and I'm still struggling. And I just wanted to kind of offer some advice my therapist gave me, which was that your best does not always look the same. Giving your best when you are feeling horrible does not look like your best when you're healthy. And that is okay. That is okay. Sometimes your best is getting out of bed and being able to eat something that day, and that is okay. As long as you are surviving, you are doing okay. And I'm proud of you, and I understand how difficult it is and how painful and just how upsetting, and I understand all the complex emotions that come with it, the sort of shame and the sense of failure and the sense I need to be doing more, why can't I do more, the frustration with your own body because you don't know what, you can't control it and you feel like kind of a prisoner in your own body. And it's just, I totally get it. But I just wanted to let everyone know that I think that therapy can really help if you're talking with someone just about like the mental health aspects of that come with having a chronic illness, and to remind you to be kind to yourself if this is something you're struggling with. It's very hard to be kind to yourself when you're not feeling well, because part of health is regulating your internal, you know, emotions and your internal like feelings and things like that. And when you're not feeling well, those can like the regulation of those things can take a backseat to your body trying to function, you know, with its most with its primary objectives, which is, you know, keeping you alive. So it can make regulating your mood and your feelings very, very difficult. But I recommend, if you can, definitely see someone or try a support group of someone, or reach out to me if you are feeling this way and you don't have, like, you can't get access to therapy, or you can't find a support group. If you're just know that there's at least one person out there who gets it. And just remember that things can get better, and that you are going to have good days. You are going to have good days, and those days will be worth it. And as much as the bad days suck, you gotta celebrate the little victories. You gotta celebrate the little things you were able to accomplish that day, because that is the most important thing. That's all about all I have for you. That's sort of my story. That's why I haven't been around. I've been in and out of the hospital, in and out of ERs and urgent cares and all sorts of things. And so I just haven't had the energy to upload, to do my usual stuff. And I am hoping that with this new treatment that things are going to be a lot better, that I'll be able to be around a lot more, but we'll see. I can't make any promises, but I want to make this a priority again, and I want to make you guys a priority again, and hopefully really make some great connections and get to talking with you guys about the things that we love. So that's about all I have for you. I'm working on a reading vlog right now for the Hathaway series by Lisa Kleypas. That's a historical romance series. I don't know if people are super into that, but I will be doing that just because I'm having fun with the series. And so stay tuned for that. And I really hope you, I won't be spoiling anything, so I really hope you, even if you haven't read the books, you decide to join me for that little adventure, because I think it'll be a lot of fun for us. It'll be my first reading vlog, so that's super exciting. Yeah, but yeah, my last message is sort of, you know, be kind to yourself. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to someone else who's struggling with this. And remember that you are not alone. And I am always here if you need someone to talk to, or vent to, or just listen. I totally am always here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this was somewhat informative of what it's like to have a chronic illness, although mine is not nearly as debilitating as some others. I totally understand that. I hope that you gain something from this, whether it's for your own experience or for people in your life who are experiencing this, or just for understanding in the future. I really hope that this was an enjoyable video, even though it was a little bit more serious. And I hope that you are doing well, that you are staying safe and healthy. And I'm sending all my love to you guys, and can't wait to talk to you. So feel free to leave a comment down below if you want to, and let me know if you're excited for the Hathaways reading vlog. And I will also be continuing my What's New in YA This Week series. It probably will come out tomorrow, which is unfortunate because that's the date all the books come out, but that's the best I can do this week. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you.